Well, the 2006 St Henri, Steve, who would ever have thought? 50 years later. It's incredible, isn't it? And what I love about this wine and the label is really just, you know, it's barely changed across the years. There's something quite classic about the look of the St Henri label, and of course classic about the way in which we make the wine. Nothing's changed really, apart from the sourcing areas, and that happens year to year anyway.
Correct. It's pretty much stayed to the same recipe that John Davern intended it to be.
Yes.
This particular one, the 06, a great year. Barossa Valley, McLaren Vale, also includes some fruit from our Robe vineyard in the southeast.
Well, it's not the first time Robes appeared, is it? Like, it made a big impact with the 2000 St Henri. That was, you know, quite an appreciable component. And a little bit of it will go in most years. Yeah,
it's a really important vineyard for St Henri now.
Yes.
It really provides a lifted aromatic fruit that just sits really well in the St Henri style.
Which is great. And not to forget too, we're trying to put all those vineyards in the foothills of the Adelaide Hills into it. And you know, there are some small growers with beautiful views overlooking the city, the Gulf. And it really is a patchwork quilt of vineyards.
It is. In fact, just close to McGill, there's a couple of really small vineyards which come into McGill and actually go through the open fermenter system at McGill. Yeah,
which is good for the blend. A little bit of static fermentation at Nuriopta, open fermentation at McGill, all adds to the mix.
Yeah, that really goes well together.
Yeah. So this spends a little bit of time in oak, but of course the large vats, what, minimum 50 years old?
Yeah, the majority of those would be 50, 60, some would even be a little bit older.
Yeah.
So the wood character is actually left the vats, so we're really getting nice maturation type characters in those vats.
Yes, yes. So I guess in contrast, John Davern, the creator, creating St Henri, large oak format versus Max Schubert with Grange, small oak and new.
Yeah.
Two very, very different styles.
Yep, and deliberately meant to be different styles, but it's quite surprising with bottle age how very close together they can become.
Yes, yes. In fact, it's been doing very, very well in auctions of late. St Henri in the 50s and the 60s, and the 71 is, gee, it's gone crazy.
Yeah. And that's because people know and trust that the St Henri wines sell for decades in the bottle.
Yes, yes. Well, if I was wanting to collect a 50th anniversary release, I'm glad it'd be in 2006 because it was a good year.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, the characters in that wine are everything that St Henri should be. You know, an emphasis on mouthfeel and texture. You know, oak, well, what oak?
Pure fruit.
Pure fruited.
Yeah. The oak's not there masking any of the fruit characters, so what you smell is pure fruit characters.
Yeah. Now, in terms of that, though, a lot of people think it is 100% Shiraz, like with Grange, and as we know, there have only been 5 vintages of Grange to date that have been 100% Shiraz. This St Henri, from memory,
about 11%.
Which is pretty high for a St Henri.
It is. If we've got the right type of Cabernet, that can really add some structure to the Shiraz and put them together. It's worked well.
Interesting, isn't it? In the old days we called it St Henri Claret, and no one ever cared about what was in it. Now they want what's in it to 5 decimal places.
Yeah, how times have changed.
Indeed, indeed. Well, look, I think people are going to be very, very happy with this 06 release, and as I say, a 50th release, gee, you know.
Yeah, it's a wine to lay down or enjoy a little bit earlier. You could do it both ways with the St Henri style.
Yep, yep. Well, let's look forward to May 1 and the release of the 06.
Yeah, here's good drinking.